Welcome to SS2K channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button and hit all so that you will be updated regarding the latest updates. The content of this video is taken from available sources such as but not limited to the internet, and the author of this video does not represent any person or organization which will be presented. This is presented for educational purposes only, and yours truly do not claim the ownership of the content. The topic that will be discussed in this video presentation is the second part of the subject forensic ballistics. No? So ating ipagpatuloy yung pong ating discussion tungkol po sa subject na ito. No? At yung pong huling topic nga doon po sa first video presentation is about the personalities involved in forensic ballistics. At isa nga sa isang personalidad sa forensic ballistics na hindi po natin nabanggit doon po sa first video ay si Ozziel Gall, no? Ozziel Gall have an original name called as Gotthard Glass. Yun po yung kanyang pangalan, no? He is an Israeli army officer and inventor who designed the Uzi submachine gun. It is a compact automatic weapon used throughout the world today by the police and of course the special police of different countries. Okay? Dahil yan pong submachine gun na Uzi, yan po yung common na ginagamit ngayon ng mga special police officers, no? Yan. At ang unang katanungan para po sa video presentation na ito, no? Which of the following is considered as the strongest handgun in the world? Which of the following is considered as the strongest handgun in the world? Letter A, Colibri, Bravo Magnum .50, Charlie is Magnum .454, and Delta is Magnum caliber 60. And among the choices, the strongest firearm or the handgun here is Magnum .50, no? So medyo malaki-laki na po yung tingga niyan dahil yan po ay .50 of an inch, no? So malakas yung pong kanyang knocking power. Ang problema nga lang sa mga handgun na malalaki, masyadong malakas yung pong kanilang recoil. Okay? Ayan, at dahil malakas yung pong recoil, it could pose danger to the shooter, no? Ayan. And bago nag-Magnum .50, ang sinundan niyan na malakas ay yung pong Magnum 454. Yung Magnum 454 naman, yung po yung sumunod doon po sa Magnum 357. Okay? Yan. Kapag sinabing Magnum po kasi, meron pong extra powder charge. Yung pong bala, kaya po mas malakas. Okay? Yan. Then we have the Colibri. Colibri is considered as the smallest handgun in the world. Okay, na may bala lamang po na 2.7 millimeter. Okay? Capable of firing 5 rounds. Ayan. Maliit po yan na pistol, no? So that is the smallest handgun in the world. Okay. Next question. A short-barreled rifle with its barrel which is not longer than 22 inches is letter A, rifles, Bravo, pistols, Charlie carbine, and Delta musket. Paano nga ba kinaklasify yung pong firearm, no, according to barrel, ano? Pagka more than 22 inches, it is rifle, yan. Pagka less than 22 inches, okay? specific classification of rifle, it is called as carbine, no? Which was introduced by David Carbine Williams. Okay? Yan. Then, short firearm naman, yung pong pistol at saka revolver. Okay? Yung po yung short firearms. Pero ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba ng barrel, yung po sa pistol at saka sa revolver? Yung pong pistol, ano, yung pong chamber niya is part of the barrel. Okay? While the revolver separate yung pong cylinder or yung pong nagsisilbing chamber niya at saka doon po sa barrel. Okay? When we say rifle, no, these are designed to be operated in the shoulder. They are also known as shoulder firearm because if you will fire, you need to support it with your shoulder. Okay? Rifle, no? Then pistols, these are hand firearm applied to a single shot or automatic, no? From the word pistol, it is a type of handgun. Okay, so it can be operated with your hands, no? Either single, no, or syempre yung pong ideal ay yung pong dalawang kamay, no? So that is pistol. And dalawa lang naman yung handgun, no? Pistol at saka yung revolver, and I have already stated the difference. Yung pong sa pistol, no? Yung kanyang chamber is part of the barrel, while in revolver it has a cylinder which revolves or turn, no? When you will pull the trigger, it will revolves. That's why it is called as revolver. Okay? Ayan. Then sa tingga, medyo magkaiba rin sila kasi usual sa pistol na ibinabala ay yung pong rimless type, samantalang pagka revolver rim type, no? Yan. Then muskets, ito po yung mga sinaunang barrel. It is an ancient or old, no, sinauna na kung saan ito is smoothbore firearm and muzzle loading military firearm. Pag sinabi nating muzzle loading, ibig sabihin kinakargahan po ng pong tingga, no, doon po sa kanyang muzzle end or sa bunganga. Okay, ito nga yung klase ng barel na kung saan noong unang panahon, nung hiwa-hiwalay pa yung pong basyo or yung pong pulbura, yung pong tingga at saka yung mitsa. Uunahing ilalagay muna yung pulbura, no? Pagkatapos po ay susunod po yung small ball, no? Yung pong tinatawag na bowlet sa French na naging bullet, no? Ayan. Pagka naitusok na, ilalagay yung mitsa naman, tsaka po sisindihan, no? Tsaka po posisyon at tsaka sisigaw ng fuego. Yan. Yun po yung musket. Okay? Smoothbore muzzle loading military firearm. Ito po ay single shot, no? Pagka naiputok mo na, kakargahan mo ulit ng pulbura, and saka mo tutusukin ulit para mapunta sa breech end yung pong nilagay mong pulbura, then tsaka mo ilalagay na naman yung pong tingga. Okay? Susunod. When a mechanism is so arranged that it will fire continuously while the trigger is depressed, is known as letter A, double action, Bravo, single action, Charlie, automatic, Delta is Gatling. Okay? This is in relationship with or in relation with the pressing of trigger and the firing, no? So, pagka dire-diretsong kinalabit, sabi dyan, if you will depress the trigger, it will continuously fire, then that is called as automatic firearm. Okay? So, kung automatic firearm yan, no? Yung pong kanyang feeding is automatic din, no? If you will press the trigger, it will automatically feed. Okay? Automatic din yung pag-chamber, ganun din po yung paglabas ng pong tingga at saka yung pong basyo. Ayan. So it has an automatic mechanism. From the word automatic, it is within itself. So hindi mo kailangang ikasa. isang kasahan lang yan, then you will press the trigger, it will automatically or it will continuously fire, no? When we say double action firearm naman, it pertains to the relationship of the action of the hammer and the trigger. Pagka kinalabit mo at yung pong hammer ay umatras, naikasa at saka nag-release, ang tawag dyan ay double action firearm. Okay? So, when we say double action, if you will press the trigger, it will both cocks, maikakasa and release the hammer. Parang yung mga double action revolver, kasi noon ang double action ay sa revolver lang. Pero ngayon meron ng modern type of pistol. Kapag kinalabit mo, aatras yung slide, no? Maikakasa, then it will also fire. Ayan. Oh, take note, the double action pertains to the action of the trigger, no? Pulling of trigger and its hammer or slide. Okay, yan. So kung magkakasa at saka aabante rin, no? Tulad ng ginagawa ng mga cowboy or ginagamit ng cowboy, no? Yung pong double action na Colt, na inintroduce ni Samuel Colt, okay? Na pagka sa draw yun ang mas maganda kasi hindi mo na kailangang ikasa. Okay, pagtutok mo sa kalaban, kalabitin mo, it will cocks and release the hammer. That is double action. Pag sinabi namang single action, isang action lang yung pwedeng mangyari, no? If you will pull the trigger, then it will release the hammer that was manually cocked. Ibig sabihin, pag single action, kailangan mo munang ikasa. Kasi pag kinalabit mo, papalo lang po yung hammer. Okay, unlike sa double action, no? Kakasa at papalo yung hammer sa double action. Pero pag sinabing single action, the hammer or the hammer should be manually cocked. Okay? And then one press of the trigger, then it will just release the hammer. So that is just one action, no? Single action type, no? Yan. O ano naman po yung Gatling, no? Gatling is the first genuinely effective rapid fire weapon. At hindi po ito considered as automatic actually, no? Although it is a rapid fire weapon, but it is called as multi-barreled firearm kasi marami siyang barrel kaya mabilisan din yung pong pagputok nito, no? Pero dahil maraming barrel, kaya po rapid fire. Pero no, pag ikukumpara sa talagang automatic ngayon, yung pong automatic yung pag-load, no? Iisa lang yung barrel ng mga yan. Okay? So, the Gatling was named after the inventor Richard Gatling. Okay? So, it is the first genuinely effective rapid-fire weapon. Yung pong Gatling gun. Okay, next question. It is a type of weapon designed to propel projectile by means of compressed air. Letter A, pump shotgun. Bravo, shotgun. Charlie is carbine. And Delta is air rifle. So how do you call a weapon which is designed to propel projectile by means of compressed air, no? So that is called as air rifle, or in layman's term, it is called as air gun, no? Yan. So in our jurisprudence, no, the air rifle can be considered as a firearm, no, if it can penetrate 1/4 plywood. Okay, so it could be considered as an air rifle. That is based on jurisprudence. Okay, pero kung titingnan natin yung definition mismo ng firearm, no, firearm is an instrument used for the propulsion of projectile through the use of expansive force of heated gas coming from a burning gunpowder. Okay? Yan. So, dun po sa definition sa batas, it is not considered actually as firearm. Pero dahil sa jurisprudence, it is considered as a firearm. No? Yan, based on criminal jurisprudence or yung pong mga decided cases. Okay? Yan. Okay, next question. The part of the gun that was the basis for its name revolver is letter A, barrel, letter B, trigger, Charlie, cylinder, or Delta is chamber. So ano nga ba yung reason kung bakit yung revolver, ang pangalan niya ay revolver? Because while you press the trigger, the cylinder revolves or turns. Okay? So kaya tinawag pong revolver yan because of its cylinders. Okay? Ayan. O yung pong cylinder niya, yung po yung nagsisilbing chamber nung pong revolver, no? Yan. So, kung nakita nyo, yung pong nasa screen ninyo, no? Yan po yung revolver, no? At kung tingnan nyo yung cylinder niya, yan po yung nagsisilbing magazine nung pong revolver. Okay? Yan. So, unlike sa pistol, nasa handle yung pong magazine. Okay, next question. The mechanism of firearm that withdraws the shell or cartridge case from the chamber is called the letter A, ejector, Bravo, trigger, Charlie, firing pin, and Delta is extractor. Okay, ito marami pong nalilito dito between the extractor and the ejector. Okay? At ang sagot po dito, yung mechanism ng firearm or yung part ng firearm which will withdraw or extract, O kukunin niya mula sa chamber, Iaangat niya konti, yung pong basyo, then papaluin ng ejector. Okay? So, extractor means to withdraw, And its function is really to withdraw the shells from the chamber, while the ejector will be the part of the firearm which throw the cartridge case that was withdrawn by the extractor. Oh, ejector to throw. Yun po yung kanyang function. Throw the cartridge case, Para mailabas. Pero yung extractor, it will extract or withdraw the cartridge case. So, wag po kayong malilito sa dalawa. Eject means to throw, extract means withdraw. So, yun po yung parts at saka yung function din nung extractor at ejector. Okay? Ayan. Then, the trigger is the part of firearm which initiates the hammer or release the firing pin, Dahil may mga firearm na wala pong hammer, yung pong tinatawag na hammerless. O kung walang hammer na i-initiate or i-release yung pong trigger, then it will release the firing pin. Tulad po nung service firearm, ng mga pulis, na ginagamit po sa kasalukuyan, Kung titingnan nyo, wala pong hammer, meron lang siyang slide, yung pong firing pin niya ay nire-release lang once you will pull the trigger. Yan, And the firing pin is the part of the firearm which strikes the primer. At tandaan nyo, ito po ay isa sa iti-check nyo lagi pagka meron pong evidence firearm, yung pong firing pin. Dahil kung walang firing pin po, ay hindi po puputok. Kahit kalabit ka ng kalabit, wala pong firing pin, then definitely there is no part of the firearm which strikes the primer. Okay? Yan, kaya napaka-importante po na i-check kung may firing pin. Okay? Yan. Susunod. Is a barrel is considered as a complete firearm? Letter A, no. Letter B, yes. Charlie, true. And Delta, false. Okay? So, can you consider the barrel as a complete firearm? Barrel lang naman yon, O kaya yung pong sumpak, barrel lang naman yon. Can you consider that as a complete firearm? Okay? The answer is yes. Yan. So based on Republic Act number 10591, no, or the Comprehensive Firearms Law here in the Philippines, that is section 3, no, the barrel is considered as a complete firearm. Kaya kapag ka nahuli ka na may hawak-hawak kang barrel lamang, abay hindi po illegal possession ng tubo ang iyong kaso, kundi yan po illegal possession of firearms, violation of Republic Act number 10591, because that is considered as a complete firearm. Okay, hindi lang yon, no? Noon din, sa PD 1866, yan na po ay complete firearm yung barrel. But under Republic Act number 10591, the frame or receiver is also considered already as a complete firearm. Okay? Yan. At dyan din nakasaad sa RA 10591, yun din pag-possess noong pong unfired ammunition. Okay? Pag sinabing ammunition or cartridge, yung pong kumpleto, ano, yung pong may bullet, yan, may pulbura, may primer, yan. So, pagka may hawak kang cartridge or ammunition, may kaso na rin yon sa violation ng Republic Act number 10591, no? Yung po illegal possession of ammunition. Yan. Okay? So, tatandaan nyo, no? Wag pong nagpo-possess nung pong barrel, no? O kaya yung frame or receiver, o kaya naman ay bala. Dahil punishable yan sa Republic Act number 10591. Okay? Yan. So, the frame or receiver is also considered as a complete firearm. Okay, next question. Ito naman po yung susunod na katanungan ay tungkol po sa different types of firearm based on the projectile that they propel. No? The firearm that propel projectiles, which is more than 1 inch in diameter, is called letter A, musket, B, artillery, Charlie, small arms, and Delta, machine gun. The type of firearm based on the circumference of the bullet which it propel is only divided into two general categories. No? We have first is small arms and second is artillery. Okay? At kapag ka yung pong firearm is capable of propelling a projectile which is more than 1 inch in diameter, tulad po ng mga RPG, no? Those are considered already as artillery based from the definition of artillery and small arms. Okay? Because the small arms is a type of firearm which can propel projectile which is 1 inch in diameter and below. Okay, tulad ng yung pong 7.56, no? Tulad po nung 5.56 mm or yung M16, tulad po ng AK-47, considered po yon as small arms. No? Pagka ang basihan natin, types of weapon based from the circumference of the projectile which they propel. No? Dahil dalawa lang naman ang classification dito, yung pong artillery at saka small arms. Okay? Musket is a smoothbore muzzle-loading firearm. Yan po yung ancient firearm. Yung pong makalumang klase ng baril na ginagamit noong sinauna. No? Yung pong machine gun. Ano ba yung machine gun? No? Anong pagkakaiba nila sa submachine gun? So, a machine gun is a rifle-bore firearm. It use rifle ammunition. Okay? Then, capable of fully automatic. Yun namang submachine gun, it is also rifle-bore firearm. No? It uses pistols ammunition. Yun yung pagkakaiba ng machine gun sa submachine gun. Parehas silang rifle-bore. Parehas din na capable of fully automatic. The only difference is that the type of ammunition that is being used. So sa Uzi, ang ginagamit doon ay pistol ammunition. Okay? Ganun din po sa may ibang submachine gun model, no? Basta tinawag na submachine gun, yan po ay binabalahan po ng bala ng pistol. Okay? Pag bala ng rifle na, that is called as machine gun. Okay? Next question. Ito ay napaka-importante po, lalo na pagka kayo po ay magiging investigador, no? Ayan, you should know how to determine where the bullet is usually fired from based on the pieces of evidence that is left at the crime scene. At ang usual naman na piece of evidence sa shooting incident na matatagpuan mo sa crime scene ay bullets and cartridge cases. Pero mas madalas maiwan yung bullet dahil nakabaon sa katawan ng biktima pagka binaril, no? Yan. Oh, a copper-jacketed bullet is usually fired from letter A, rifle, Bravo, pistol, Charlie, revolver, and Delta is pistol and revolver. So, saan nga ba madalas na naipuputok yung pong copper-jacketed bullet, no? Ang copper-jacketed bullet ay kadalasang ipinuputok mula sa pistol. Okay? Yan. Yung pong revolver kasi, ang usual na ginagamit ay yung pong lead bullet. Okay? No? Meron na ring ginagamit ngayon na coated bullet, no? Para hindi daw gaanong malakas yung friction between the bullet and pistol. So, yung pistol, pwede rin yung coated bullet, no? Ginagamit na rin yon. Pero ang usual na ginagamit talaga is yung pong copper-jacketed bullet. At least for pistol. While lead bullet is for revolver. Okay? So kung nakita mo yung naiwan sa crime scene na tingga is round nose bullet, no? Then lead bullet, lead yung composition niya, no? Hindi po siya jacketed, and it may be fired from a revolver, no? Yan, kita naman kasi pagka rifle na iputok yan, abay syempre yung bullet po ay spitzer or spire point or pointed yung bullet, because pointed bullet are usually used for long range, no? So it is usually fired from rifle. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag nakita mo sa crime scene ay bala ng rifle, no? Yung pong ginamit, at saka medyo maliit yung entrance wound talaga, sobrang liit, then maaring binanatan yung pong biktima at a distant. Okay? Yan. Then next question po tayo, no? We have here the type of barrel of game guns, no? When a barrel of game guns are almost invariably bored with a slight constriction near the muzzle end, then it is known as letter A, choke, Bravo, gauge, Charlie, paradox, and Delta is shotgun. Ano nga ba yung pong klase ng game guns? Usually ito po yung shotgun na may slight constriction or may paliit doon po sa malapit sa bunganga, no? Or paliit na doon po sa muzzle end, doon pong barrel. And that is called as choke bore shotgun. Okay? Bakit chino-choke po ang shotgun? Bakit pinapaliit po yung dulo niyan, no? Para medyo mas malayo po yung range at hindi po agad-agad maghihiwalay yung pong pellets or shots. Okay? Ayan. Kung makikita nyo po dyan sa litrato, meron po tayong apat na klase ng choke bore shotgun, no? We have the cylinder bore shotgun. Pag sinabing cylinder bore, kita nyo naman parehas yung pong breech end hanggang sa muzzle end, okay? Parehas po yan. At kung makikita nyo yung kulay dilaw niya, ganyan po yung pagbugso ng pellets or shell. So, pag cylinder bore kasi, short range pa lang, naghihiwa-hiwalay na yung pellets and shells, no? Yan. Then, you have improved cylinder choke, okay? Medyo sinakal, no? Paunti-unting nasakal. pero hindi ganong kasakal. Pagka full choke, sobrang liit na po doon po sa muzzle end, no? Yan. Then between full choke and improved cylinder choke, you have the modified choke. Okay? So yun po yung klase ng mga choke bore shotgun, no? Yan. Yung gauge po, no, yun po ay pamamaraan ng pagsukat ng caliber of shotgun. Okay? Yan. Susunod. These marks are commonly found on bullets fired from revolver due to poor alignment of the cylinder of a bore. Letter A is skid marks, Bravo ejector marks, Charlie is leapage marks, and Delta is shaving marks. So ano nga ba yung pong marka o yung pong imperfection na matatagpuan doon po sa bullet na marka dahil po sa poor alignment, and it is usually present in a bullet which is fired from a pistol, no? Or revolver, no? Na hindi po naka-align yung pong kanyang cylinder. Okay? Dahil nga separate yung pong chamber na or yung cylinder ng revolver doon po sa barrel. Okay? Unlike po sa pistol na magkasama, no? Ayan. So, the marks which are commonly found on bullets fired from revolver due to poor alignment of the cylinder of the bore is called shaving marks. Okay? Siyempre, hindi po naka-align yan at bigla ang papasok yung pong ulo nung tingga doon po sa barrel. Then, anong mangyayari? Matatapyasan yung pong nose nung pong bullet, no? Ang tawag po doon ay shaving marks. Okay? Ano naman po yung skid marks, no? Pag tinawag na skid mark, kung makikita nyo sa mga tingga na itinest fire ninyo o nag-test fire kayo noon, no? Yung po hindi maganda yung pong lance and grooves. Para bang nadulas na yung tingga doon po sa bore ng firearm. Bakit? Because of erosion, no? Yan. So skid marks are caused by worn out barrel dahil po sa eroded na lance and grooves of the barrel. Kaya makikita nyo sa tingga parang nangitim na lang, ano? Wala nang magandang marka, yung pong lance and grooves, and such mark is called skid marks, no? Parang nadulas from the word skid. Ayan. Then, ejector marks. Ano ba ang ejector marks? Saan matatagpuan? Sa basyo, sa tingga. So, ito po yung matatagpuan sa basyo, no? So, ejector marks are found at the rim in the base of a cartridge case. Okay? O ejector port marks po ito or tinatawag na ejector mark. This is marked by the ejector nung pinalo nung ejector yung basyo palabas doon po sa chamber nung hinugot ng extractor. So hugutin ng extractor, then papaluin ng ejector sa bandang rim part. Okay? Then you have slippage marks. Slippage marks is caused by rotating resistance of the bullet upon entering the rifling. And the slippage mark can be found on the nose also, no, of the bullet. Okay? So doon po sa may bandang shoulder, no? Yung pong boundary nung pong peripheral surface at saka yung pong ogive kung tawagin, no? Dahil syempre bigla ang itutulak po nung pong expansive force of heated gas yung pong tingga, no? Bago umikot. Okay? So imagine niyo na lang bigla kang itinulak bago po or biglang itinulak yung tingga, tsaka po siya iikot. Kaya yung marka na landmarks ay mas malaki doon po sa bandang unahan nung pong peripheral surface of the bullet or yung pong boundary ng peripheral surface at saka ogive. Okay, yan. So, itutulak muna kasi nung expansive force of gas bago umikot yung tingga. So, magkakaroon ng tinatawag na slippage marks. Okay. So, yun po yung tungkol sa skid marks, ejector marks, slippage marks, shaving marks. And yung skid marks, slippage marks, shaving marks ay matatagpuan sa fired bullets, while the ejector marks, no, ay matatagpuan po yan sa spent shells. Okay? Yan. Then, susunod na katanungan, no? It is a type based on mechanical construction wherein loading takes place by back and forth manipulation of the under forearm of the gun. No? Klase ng baril naman, depende po sa pagload. Okay? Letter A, pump action type. Bravo, lever type. Charlie, single shot firearm. Isang lagay ng bala, isang putok. Ayan. Single shot, and Delta, automatic loading type. Okay? Siyempre, kung automatic yung loading niya, ganun din po yung kanyang mechanism, no? Ayan. So, ano nga ba yung pong klase ng firearm, no? Na kailangang i-manipulate yung underarm. Kumbaga, sasalsalin mo sa ilalim, sabi diyan, no? O yun po yung tinatawag na pump action type. Okay, kung nakakita na kayo ng pong shotgun na binobomba sa ilalim, no? Or sinasalsal sa ilalim, no? Hinihila, it is being manipulated back forth, no? Underarm. That is called pump action type. Okay? Yan, yung pong tinawag na sinasalsal na baril, no? Yan po ay common po sa shotgun. Okay? The pump action type, it is also known as trombone. Then we have also here lever type. It is also known as brake type, either to the side or to the top. Okay, so meron kasi yung siniswing beside, no? Pero karamihan yun po yung diputol. Kaya nga, so puputulin mo, tsaka mo lalagyan po ng bala, at tsaka mo ibabalik, then tsaka mo ikakasa ulit. Yun po yung lever type, no? So sa single shot firearm naman, it is a type of firearm based on mechanical construction wherein you need to load every shots. So kailangan mong lagyan ng bala kada shot. Okay, yan. At sa mga sniping rifle, especially yung bolt action type, no? Yung sa paglo-load, kailangan mong ilagay yung tingga, tsaka mo itutulak sa pamamagitan ng pong bolt, then, or yung bolt carrier, no? Ayun po yung tinatawag na one shot for every loading or yung single shot firearm. Pero ang maganda kasi pagka sniping rifle at saka yung pong bolt action type, mas stable daw po yan, no? Yan, for sniping purposes talaga. Then we have automatic loading type. It is a type of firearm wherein the cartridge case will be automatically feed to the chamber of the firearm, no? Then automatic din na naglo-load yung firearm from the magazine of the firearm. Okay? Yan. So, yun po yung iba't ibang mechanical construction, no, of the firearm. Okay? Based sa pag-load po nito. Yan. Tatandaan po yan, yung pump action type, yung pong sinasalsal sa ilalim, it is also known as trombone, no? Pakitingnan nyo po yung nasa larawan. Yan, then andyan po yung single shot, no, through bolt action. Yan. At yung pong diputol or yung pong tinatawag na lever type. Okay? Yan. Susunod. A complete unfired unit ammunition which is inserted into the chamber of a firearm for firing is referred to as a complete unfired unit, no? Na ready for firing. Ano bang tawag doon? Letter A, shell. Letter B, bullet. Letter C, cartridge. And delta is cartridge case. O ano nga ba ang tawag ninyo sa isang buong ammunition or buong bala? Eka nga, na nilagay sa chamber and ready for firing, no? That is called as cartridge. Okay? Cartridge is also known as ammunition. When I say cartridge or ammunition, it refers to a complete unfired unit. Pag sinabi nating complete unfired unit, ito po'y binubuo ng tingga or yung projectile, yung pong tinatawag natin na bullet, no? Meron siyang pulbura or yung pong gunpowder, meron din siyang primer. Okay? At syempre, yung pong tagahawak sa tatlo para maging isa lang, yung pong tinatawag na shell or cartridge case, no? So, yung shell is also known as casing or covering, case or armor or shield. It is the part of the ammunition which holds the different parts of the bullet together or different parts of the ammunition together. Yan yung dahilan kung bakit magkakasama yung primer, yung pong pulbura, at saka yung tingga. Okay, yan. Bullet is the projectile fired from firearm. Okay, tatandaan, bullet is the projectile. So kung tatanungin what is the part of the ammunition which caused damage to the target, yan po ay yung bullet because the bullet is the projectile. Okay? Yan. So take note, the bullet may be metal or non-metal, no? So yung tingga, pwedeng metal or non-metal. Okay? So commonly metal po yan. However, in United States of America, where I came from last night during my dreams, meron po yung tinatawag na rubber bullet. Ginagamit during riot para tumigil yung pong mga rioters. Okay? Ayan. Ang purpose noon ay para ma-disable lang yung pong mga rioters but not to kill them. Okay? So, cartridge is also known as ammunition, no? Ammo. Refers to a complete unfired unit. Okay? So cartridge case is the same as shell, no? Casing, covering. Okay? So makikita nyo po dyan sa larawan na pinapakita natin, no? Yung pong modern bullet cartridge is composed of the bullet or the projectile, the bullet case or also known as the cartridge case or shell. You have also the gunpowder or propellant, and you have the primer. Okay? Yan. So, hayaan nyo na yung rim. Huwag nyo nang isama. Pero yung apat na importante na part ng cartridge case talaga, primer, propellant, or yung gunpowder, cartridge case, no? And yung pong bullet which serve as projectile. Okay? Next question. The word cartridge was derived from Latin term carta or French word cartois. Okay, yung spelling cartouche, no? Or cartois. Meaning, ano ba ang meaning ng cartois? No? Letter A, roll of tin. Bravo, roll of brass. Charlie, roll of paper, and Delta, roll of paper with powder. Okay? At ang French word na cartois, ang ibig sabihin po niyan ay roll of paper. Dahil sabi ko nga sa ating naunang video, no? Yung pong bala noon ay hiwa-hiwalay po yung pulbura, no? Nabalot ng papel lang po 'yon, no? Parang lebintador pero pabilog, at yun po yung nilalagay sa smoothbore firearm or yung musket. Pagkatapos po ilalagay naman po yung bullet. Okay? Yan, tsaka yung mitsa. Okay? Talagang yung cartridge, no? Ay roll of paper nung una. Ang tawag ay cartois. Okay? Yan. The Latin term carta means paper. Wherein, yun nga po ay yung pong kauna-unahang pambalot ng pulbura, yung pong papel. Okay? So, makikita nyo dyan sa larawan na ating ipinapakita, no? Na yan po ay bala na binalot po ng papel. Okay, nilagyan din ng mitsa na sinisindihan po yan. Okay, so nung una hiwa-hiwalay, pagkatapos pinagdugtong na, no, sa pamamagitan nga ng papel, pero meron pa ring mitsa kung makikita nyo. So ang unang sinubukan na ginamit para sa bala noon ay papel, yung pong pangbalot. Okay? At saka andyan na yung pulbura, mitsa, tingga, no? Yan, papel. So that is really the first cartridge. Kaya kung tatanungin ano ba ang naunang cartridge case, that is paper cartridge case. Okay? Hindi pa self-exploding cartridge yan, no? Kasi kailangan na sindihan pagkatapos po na ilagay sa baril. Okay? Next question. What is the type of cartridge that is being used for machine guns? Ano daw yung klase ng cartridge or ammunition na ginagamit sa machine gun? Letter A, rifle cartridges. Bravo pistol cartridges, Charlie shotgun cartridges, and Delta is revolver cartridges. And the type of cartridge that is being used for machine guns are rifle cartridges, no? Yan, so kung nakita mo sa crime scene na yung pong cartridge po ay bottleneck type, no? Bottleneck, yung pong paliit sa dulo, that is a usual type of cartridge case being used for rifle ammunition. At saka yung tingga niya ay pointed. No? So maaaring dalawa ang pwedeng gamitin sa pagpapaputok niyan. Pwedeng rifle or pwede ring machine gun. Okay? Kung nakita mo, sobrang dami ng basyo, no? At nung pinagmatch, iisang baril ang pinanggalingan, maybe it was fired from a machine gun. Okay? Pistol cartridges, saan naman ginagamit? From the word itself, no? Pistol cartridges is used in pistols and submachine gun. Ano ba ang characteristics ulit ng pistol cartridges, no? Ang pistol cartridges is usually jacketed bullet, okay? And of course, sa rim naman or yung pong basyo niya, yung pong rim niya is rimmed, no? Yan, or semi-rimmed, okay? Yung pong rim niya, semi-rimmed type lang at saka rimless at saka rebated type. Okay? Yan, kasi naka-design siya for semi-automatic or automatic loading. Yan. And shotgun cartridges, of course, these are types of ammunition or cartridges which are designed for shotgun, no? And usually, the shotgun cartridges contain shots or pellets. Pwedeng bird shot or pwedeng buckshot kung tawagin. Then we have revolver cartridges. These are the types of cartridges or ammunition which are used in revolvers. At syempre, ang revolver cartridges, pagka titignan po yung tingga niya, ano, usually lead bullet po yan, walang jacket. Then yung pong basyo niyan ay rim type, kadalasan rim type. Okay? Yan, para hindi po mahulog yung pong kanyang bala, no, doon po sa kanyang cylinder. Okay? So that is revolver cartridges. Okay? Sana maliwanag po yung pagkakaiba ng rifle cartridges, no? You should know how to identify a rifle cartridge. Pagdating sa basyo, sabi nga natin, bottleneck po yan. Siyempre, pointed po pag bullet niyan. Maliban kung ginamit po sa homemade po yan, no? Yan. Kasi pwede po yan, no? Ginagamit sa homemade or yung danaw, kung tawagin. Then you have pistol cartridges for pistols and submachine gun and shotgun and revolver cartridges. Okay? Susunod, the usual type of cartridge that is used nowadays based on the location of primer. Kasi meron pong klase ng or different types of cartridge or ammunition based on the location of primer, no? Letter A, pinfire, Bravo rimfire, Charlie center fire, and Delta is needle fire. Okay? What is the usual type of cartridge that is used based on location of primer? Ang common po na ginagamit sa ngayon ay yung pong tinatawag na center fire cartridge. Okay? Ayan. So, yung pong primer ay naka-locate po yan doon po sa central position of rim of the ammunition. Dalawa yung existing sa ngayon na ginagamit, no? Meron po yung rimfire tulad ng caliber .22, yung 22 na yung pong kanyang priming mixture ay nasa rim, no? Yan. So yung barrel syempre naka-design na ang tatamaan ay doon po sa rim of the ammunition. Yung pong pinfire, no, obsolete type of primer na, no, or it is obsolete type dahil yun po yung klase ng or klase ng ammunition na kung saan yung pong kanyang primer ay nasa sidewall, no, na meron ding firing pin, yung pong bala, no? Yan. So, yun po yung first self-exploding cartridge kung tawagin, yung pong pinfire kasi meron siyang firing pin. Yung primer niya nasa sidewall, no? Yan. Then, yung pong needle fire, it is a type of ammunition wherein the primer is located just at the back of the bullet, wherein the firing pin should be long enough so that it could pierce, okay, the back of the cartridge, and it will hit the primer which is located at the back portion of the bullet. Okay, so yun po ang needle fire. So you need really a long firing pin like a needle, okay, so that it could reach the primer, no, at the back of the bullet. Okay? Meron din yung tip fire, no? Yung pong parang may dede, yung pong bala, no? Meron siyang nipple. Okay? So that is called tip fire ammunition. Okay? Pero ang common, syempre, na ginagamit ngayon ay center fire. Mas safe po kasi yun eh. Yung rimfire, pwedeng pag nahulog yan, tinamaan yung gilid niyan, pwede pong pumutok yon. So, mas safe yung pong center fire and common po yun, no? Yan. Okay, next question. Naman tayo sa iba't ibang klase ng cartridge case. Depende po sa katawan at puwet nito, no? Parang fix lang, no? Merong katawan, meron din puwet. Okay, question. A center fire cartridge case whose rim diameter is smaller than the diameter of the body of the case. So, yung pong klase ng center fire cartridge sa amin dyan na mas maliit, yung pong kanyang puwet kaysa doon po sa kanyang katawan. Anong tawag doon, no? Letter A, rimmed type. Letter B, rebated type. Charlie, tapered cartridge. And Delta is rimless type. Okay? Yung pong klase, yung pong ammunition na mas maliit, yung pong kanyang puwet kaysa sa katawan, ang tawag ay rebated cartridge. Okay, rebated, no? Yung pong rim type, Kita nyo naman dyan po sa litrato, kapag sinabing rim type, yun po yung klase ng cartridge case na mas malaki yung pong kanyang puwet kaysa doon po sa katawan ng basyo. Rim type, and usually used in revolver po yan. Then you have a rimless type. Okay, rimless. It is a type of cartridge case wherein the rim is the same as the diameter of the cartridge case. So parehas yung katawan at saka puwet, no? Ito po ay pang automatic, no? Yan, at saka semi-automatic. Then we have semi-rim type, mas malaki ng bahagya yung pong kanyang rim kaysa sa kanyang katawan, no? Pwedeng pang revolver, no? Pwede ring pang semi-automatic po ito, no? Yan, mas malaki ng bahagya yung pong puwet kaysa sa katawan. Okay? So sinisingle shot no? Yung rimless pang automatic no? Then yung pong rebated type, yun yung klase ng basyo na mas maliit na ng bahagya yung pong kanyang puwetan o yung rim kaysa doon po sa kanyang katawan, no? Which is designed for automatic loading, automatic feeding, and automatic firing, no? And extracting and ejecting. So that is rebated type. Then you have belted type. Okay, yan po yung may bilbil na basyo, sabi nila, no? May belt, kaya tinawag pong belted type, and it is usually used for machine guns. Okay, yan, so belted type. Okay, it is a type of a cartridge case wherein the body has a belt, kung tawagin. So belted type. So those are the different types of cartridge case, no? That is being used. Okay? At kung ang basyo na nakita mo sa crime scene ay rim type, may malaki yung chance na yan po ay galing sa revolver o kaya naman ay homemade gun, no? Yan, which is capable of propelling having a rim type ammunition, no? Or requiring a rim type ammunition. Pagka rimless yan, semi-rim at saka rebated, usually those are fired from pistol, no? Yan. Pero pagka nakita naman na rebated, pero yan po ay tinatawag na bottleneck, no? Yung may leeg. So sa rifle po ibinabala yan. Okay? Next question po tayo. The term bullet originated from French word boulet, no? Pagka titingnan nyo yung spelling ng boulet, B-O-U-L-E-T-T-E, no? Boulet. Mas mahaba kaysa sa bullet, no? Ano ang ibig sabihin ng boulet? Letter A, projectile. Bravo is small ball. Charlie is small lead. And Delta is small projectile. At ang ibig sabihin ng French word na boulet, which was borrowed by English at ginawang bullet, ito po ay small ball. Okay? Bakit small ball? Dahil nga sa kwento ng tingga, ang una pong tingga, no, na ginamit po ay maliliit na lead bullet talaga. Sadyang maliliit na ball. Okay? Small balls ang tawag. Bago nagkaroon po ng round nose bullet, no, nung kailangan ng ibabala po sa short firearm, ano, which has a stronger knocking power, no? Yan. Saka bago nagkaroon ng spire point or Spitzer bullet. Okay? Bilog talaga, no? Bilog-bilog na lead, yung pong bowlet. Okay? Small ball. Okay? Take note, ladies and gentlemen, that bullet may pertain to metallic or non-metallic. So meaning not all bullet or the projectile are metals. Tandaan nyo po yun, no? Bullet is a metallic or non-metallic. Hindi metal dahil nga meron pong rubber bullets, no? cylindrical projectile, pahaba na bilog, no? Yan, yung circumference, propelled from a firearm by means of expansive force of gases coming from burning gunpowder. In common parlance, a bullet that was recovered at the crime scene is called as slug. O kaya yung pong tinatawag na fired bullets, no? Pagka naiputok naman na basyo, ang tawag po is spent shells. Okay? Ayan. Bullet, pagka nasa part pa ng ammunition, no? Pero pagka naiputok na, ang tawag na nila is slug, no? Yan. Pagka legal terminology naman, no? Ang tawag sa slug na na-recover na sa crime scene at gagamitin nyo na ebidensya, it is called evidence bullet. Okay? Yan. Evidence bullet. Ganun din pagka nag-test fire, no? Yung pong na-recover sa crime scene, that is the evidence bullet, while yung ikinumpara mo na nakolekta mong standard ay tinatawag na test bullets, no? Yan. So, ano nga ba yung pong mga parte ng bullet, no? So, the parts of bullet, ladies and gentlemen, kung titingnan, wala naman part, no? Pero meron pong mga part po ito. So, basis po natin ay yung pong Spitzer or pointed bullet, no? Makikita natin dyan sa larawan na ang bullet ay meron pong tinatawag pong meplat, no? Meplat diameter or flat point diameter, or sa iba po ay tinatawag na hollow point kung meron pong butas sa nose, hollow point po yon. Okay? Yan. Yung pong dulong-dulo, pwedeng tawagin point, no? Nose or tip. Okay? Yung pong paliit naman na bahagi, no? Yung paliit na bahagi mula sa shoulder niyan ay tinatawag pong ogive. At tandaan nyo po yung part na yan dahil pagka nag-test fire ng bullet, yan po yung part na pwedeng markahan, no? Pagka nag-recover ng ebidensya mula sa crime scene, yan din yung part ng tingga na pwede pong markahan. Yung pong tinatawag natin na ogive. Okay, nose, yung pong pinakadulunan, no? Yung tuktok, pero or yung tip niya. Pero yung papaliit na portion mula sa shoulder na, no, ng either round nose bullet o kaya naman ay Spitzer or spire point or pointed bullet, yung papaliit na bahagi, yung po yung ogive. Yan po yung pwedeng markahan dahil hindi naman dumidikit yan doon po sa tinatawag natin na riflings or lance end grooves or doon po sa bore of firearm. Okay? Yan. Then, yung pong serrated portion doon po sa bullet at dyan po nilalagay yung pong pampadulas ng bullet ay tinatawag pong canelure, no? At dyan din inilalak yung pong basyo, no, ng bottleneck cartridge. Okay? Then, yung pong bearing surface, ano ba yung bearing surface, no? Bearing surface is the part of the bullet which have a direct contact with the internal surface of the gun barrel or the bore of the firearm. Okay? And the bearing surface is the part of the bullet or the evidence bullet and the test-fired bullet which will be subject for ballistics examination. Na kung saan dyan po makikita yung pong mga imperfections noong pong internal surface of the gun barrel. Dyan po makikita yung scratches, okay, that was left by the firearm on the bullet. Okay? So in short, yung pong bearing surface or yung tinatawag na peripheral surface of the bullet, yan po yung part na hindi pwedeng markahan. Why? Because that is the subject for ballistics examination. Okay? Yan. Then, kung makikita nyo, yung pong paliit na bahagi ng bullet, no, para po mabawasan yung pong base drag, ang tawag po dyan ay boat tail, no, dahil papaliit. Pero meron pong flat base bullet, no, yan yung pong mga round nose, flat base din, pang short range lang po. Pero dahil ito'y pang long range, kaya po kailangan mabawasan yung base drag, kaya pinaliit po yung pong puwitan ng pong bullet, no, at tinawag na boat tail. Yung pinakadulong-dulo na, yung flat sa likod or sa puwitan, yun po yung tinatawag na base. Okay? At sa mga evidence, pwede ring markahan yung pong base, ano yung evidence bullet. Okay? Yan, dyan po yung pwedeng markahan na part ng bullet. Okay? So, those are the parts, ladies and gentlemen, no, of a bullet. So, wag niyong kakalimutan, no? Lalong-lalo na yung pong ogive, kung tawagin, doon po pwedeng markahan yung bullet, no? Test fire, dyan talaga minamarkahan. Then, ang hindi pwedeng markahan ay yung pong bearing surface. So, kung bullet na nakuha sa crime scene, pwedeng markahan yung ogive kung hindi pa deform at saka pwedeng markahan yung pong kanyang base. Pag siyempre kung deform yon, yung kanyang nose, and saan pwedeng markahan, doon po sa base. Okay? Susunod. Which of the following types of bullets is also known as hardball bullet? Letter A, lead bullet. Bravo, jacketed bullet. Charlie, full metal jacketed. Or Delta, semi-wad cutter bullet. So, ano nga ba yung pong bala na tinatawag ding hardball bullet, no? Yun po ay tinatawag din na full metal jacketed. Okay? So, yun po yung balot ng jacket, no? Kaya nga tinawag pong full metal jacketed. Dalawa po kasi yung klase ng jacketed bullet. Okay? It is either a semi-jacketed bullet o kaya full metal jacketed bullet. Okay? O pagka sinabing lead bullet, it is a bullet which is composed of antimony and lead. Okay, although lahat naman ng bullet ay lead talaga, no? Yan yung pong kanyang base or karamihan, hindi pala lahat, no? Kasi meron pong mga special types of bullet na hindi po lead, tulad ng pong armor piercing, incendiary and the rest. Okay? Lead bullet is usually composed of antimony and lead, no? Then jacketed, meron siyang jacket. It is either semi-jacketed, okay? May part po na hindi po naka-jacket yung dulo, no? And full metal jacketed. At yung pong full metal jacketed, yung po yung tinatawag na hardball bullet. Okay? Yan. So, tingnan nyo po yung larawan na andyan sa ibaba nung slide. Yan po yung lead bullet. Okay, andyan po yung hardball or yung pong full metal jacketed. At makikita nyo rin dyan yung pong semi-jacketed bullet. Okay, semi-jacketed at the same time hollow point, no? Hollow point dahil yung pong nguso niya ay meron pong butas, kaya hollow. Ayan. Parang hollow blocks lang yon na merong hollow or may butas sa gitna. Okay? Ang purpose kasi niyan, no, para palakasin po yung knocking power ng pong tingga, no? At mayuyupi po yan kasi pag tama ng target at pagka nagkaroon po ng impact. Ayan. Then, malakas talaga yung pong kanyang terminal energy. Okay? Bagsak or babagsak talaga yung pong target, no? That is a lead, no? Jacketed or full metal jacketed at saka semi jacketed. Okay? Yung semi-wad cutter, no, it is a type of bullet based on nose, at yung semi-wad cutter at saka wad cutter ay ginagamit po for target shooting purposes. Okay? Yan. Dahil pagka kasi wad cutter ang ginamit mo, kitang-kita mo yung perpendicular nung tama nung pong bala doon po sa target. Okay? Next question. It is a type of bullet that contains a mixture such as phosphorus or other material that can set on fire upon impact. Is called as letter A, tracer bullet, Bravo, armor piercing bullet, Charlie, fragmentary bullet, and Delta is incendiary bullet. Okay, so ito po ay special bullet, no, with specific composition na meron po siyang phosphorus doon po sa may base ng bullet na pagka tumama sa target, no, at saka nagkaroon ng impact, then bigla pong sisindi. So pagka itong klase ng bala na ito ang tumama sa gasolina, syempre yun po ay magke-create ng fire. And that is called as incendiary bullet. Okay? Yan. So incendiary. This is a type of bullet which upon impact, if there is material or incendiary material, then fire would occur, no? So pag tumama po sa tangke ng gasolina ng sasakyan, kung hinahabol mo yung sasakyan, ginamitan mo ng incendiary bullet, then sigurado magkakasunog po yon. Then we have the tracer bullet with a compound at the base similar to barium, which set on fire upon projected. Okay? So ang tracer bullet ay ginagamit yan para alam kung saan ipoposisyon yung kanyon. Yun po yung gamit niyan actually, para makita rin yung pong makita kung saan para makita kung i-adjust pa yung kanyon o hindi na, no? So ang tracer bullet, meron po siyang similar to barium na component doon po sa base din niya, no? Pero ang kaibahan nila dito, yung incendiary, pagka nagkaroon ng impact, ibig sabihin pag tumama na sa target, tsaka nagkakaroon ng sunog. Pero ang tracer bullet, paglipad niya, kitang-kita mo na para ng kwitis, no? Ayan. Kasi nga, ang purpose niyan ay nagiging basehan nila para sa pag-adjust po ng angle ng kanyon para patamaan yung pong mga kalaban. So that is the use of tracer bullet. Okay? Then you have armor piercing, no? From the word itself, no? From the name of the bullet itself, it is a type of bullet which could penetrate the armor. Okay? It has a special core, no? Yung pong pinakagitna ng tingga, hindi po siya lead. Okay, yung gilid niya lead, pero yung sa core, meaning sa loob, no, nung pong tingga, yung pong pinaka-core niya ay tungsten. Yun po yung pangunahing component, no? Pwede rin namang tungsten carbide, okay? Pwede namang steel, no? Or depleted uranium. So, bali apat yung pong ginagamit sa armor piercing bullet. Pero yung primary na ginagamit or yung tungsten, no? Pwedeng tungsten, pwede ring tungsten carbide, pwede ring steel, or pwedeng depleted uranium. But the primary component is tungsten, okay? Because that is a hard metal which can penetrate metals, okay? Yan, even armors, ika nga. Then we have the fragmentary bullet. It is a type of bullet which contain a higher charge of explosive, wherein if the bullet will hit the target, then it will turn into pieces. Okay, yun po yung tinatawag na fragmentary bullet. Okay, susunod. For identification purposes, which among the following type of bullet have a black tip? Ang mga special bullets ay meron pong ginagamit na sinyales, no? Para po makilala yung pong bullet na yon. O ano po yung meron pong black tip. Okay, letter A, tracer bullet. Bravo, jacketed bullet. Charlie is armor piercing bullet. And Delta is incendiary bullet. Okay? So hindi po mga regular bullets po ito, no? Kaya meron pong color coding, kaya ginagamit lang po kasi ito sa mga special operations, no? Yan, under special occasions also. So, hindi po siya common. Kaya po, meron pong markings. Okay? And the bullet with black tip is the armor piercing bullet. The tracer bullet, ang usual na mark niyan ay red or orange tip, no? Then, you have the incendiary bullet is you have the blue tip. Okay? Yan. Susunod. Which of the following type of bullet based on design of nose, no, decreases or have a minimal bow resistance? So, alin sa mga klase ng bullet base sa design ng pong nose, no, or yung pong point, which has a minimal bow resistance. Ano yung bow resistance, no? Yung bow resistance, yung pong hangin doon po sa harap ng tingga. So, ano dito, yung pong klase ng tingga which decreases the bow resistance, no? Because of the design of nose. Letter A, Spitzer, Bravo, Wadcutter, Charlie, Round Nose, and Delta is Semi-Wadcutter. And the answer for this question is Alpha. No? Yung po is Spitzer bullet or yung pong tinatawag na spire point bullet or simply pointed bullet. Okay? So, dahil ito po ay maliit yung pong kanyang dulo, no? Pointed siya. So, the bow resistance is being decreased. Okay, yan. Yung wadcutter, yun po yung flat, yung pong dulo niyan, no? Yan, parang kahoy na pinutol lang yan, wadcutter. Ginagamit for target shooting kasi ang ganda nung lapat nung pong tingga. Doon po sa bond paper makikita mo yung tama kung perpendicular, patagilid na. Then you have a round nose bullet, okay? Hindi naman gaanong decrease yung pong kanyang bow resistance, okay? It is a little bit decrease or merong konti naman, pero ang design kasi nito, yung round nose ay pang malapitan, no? Yan, so mas malakas naman yung pong kanyang knocking power. Okay? So yung Spitzer kasi or pointed, pang malayuan yan. Yan. Okay, next question. Parts of cartridge case are the rim, primer pocket, vent holes, the head and body, the neck, the cannelure, crimp, the base, shoulder, and extracting group. This statement is letter A, true, Bravo, false, Charlie, partly true, and Delta is partly false. Okay? So, tingnan natin, no? So, meron nga bang rim yung pong cartridge case? The answer is yes. Okay? Yung pong pinaka-puwet ng pong basyo. Ang tawag ay rim, no? Then, you have the primer pocket. Meron bang ganon ang cartridge case? Yes. Kasi yun po ang lagayan ng primer. It is a pocket for primer. So, doon po nilalagay yung pong primer, no? Yan. Then, vent hole. May butas po yan na tugma rin doon sa butas nung primer, no? Para may dadaanan yung pong spark or small flame coming from the priming mixture. Head and body. Meron bang ganon ang basyo? Yes, no? It has a head and body. It has also a neck. Para sa mga bottleneck cartridge, kitang-kita yung pong neck niyan, no? Pong pinakaleeg. Then, cannelure, meron po yan. Yung cannelure ng basyo, yan doon yung itinatama sa cannelure ng pong tingga, no? Para mag-lock. Then, we have a crimp, no? Yung pinakadulong-dulo na ng basyo. Yung base sa puwet, no? There's also a shoulder. And of course, extracting groove, yung pong paliit na bahagi doon po sa between the rim and the body of the cartridge case. So therefore, the statement is true. Okay? all of those are part of the cartridge case. Okay? So, tingnan nyo po sa larawan, yung pong ating ipinapakita, no? Yung pong outside portion ng bullet. Kasi, hindi po ako makakita ng biyak na basyo, no? Sa litrato. So, sa labas, so makikita nyo, meron po siyang head and body, no? Yan. Yung rim ay part po nung pong head niya, no? Case head kung tawagin. Then, makita nyo yung extracting groove. Ayan. Then, andyan din yung pong body of cartridge, yung pong shoulder na nabanggit kanina, yung neck, no? Then, yung pong dulong-dulo niyan, no? Andyan yung kanyang crimp, no? Andyan din sa loob yung kanyang cannelure. Ayan, yung serrated portion doon sa loob. Okay? Yan. Then, andyan din po yung vent holes doon sa base niya, no? So, hindi po makita dyan sa litrato, no? Then, we have also the primer pocket doon po sa rim at saka yung vent hole. Okay? So, those are the type of or parts of cartridge case. Susunod. Blank is the commonly used cartridge case. Blank is the commonly used cartridge case. Letter A, steel cartridge case. Bravo, paper cartridge case. Charlie, brass cartridge case. And Delta, aluminum cartridge case. So, alin nga ba sa apat na yan, yung pong common na ginagamit hanggang sa kasalukuyan, yan po ay yung pong brass cartridge case. Okay? Yan, yung steel cartridge case ginagamit in some countries pero medyo mahal nga dahil it is composed of steel, no? Then paper cartridge case, it is already obsolete type of cartridge case. It is the first type of cartridge case actually, but it is already obsolete. Then aluminum cartridge case, no? It was used before. However, because it is least resistant, then hindi na gaanong ginagamit dahil mababa po yung pong melting point ng aluminum, kung saan ay pwedeng mag-cause po ng jam, no? Doon po sa barrel. Okay, so hindi gaanong ginagamit yung pong aluminum cartridge case sa kasalukuyan. Okay? Because it is least resistant to heat. And of course, yun ang usual na ginagamit na kulay dilaw ay yung pong brass. O yung tinatawag na brass cartridge case. Okay? Susunod. It is the part of the cartridge case which the flame from the priming mixture will pass through so that the gunpowder will burn. Dito dumadaan yung pong small flame coming from the primer, no? Para yung pong spark galing sa priming mixture na nadikdik, no? Ay susunugin niya yung pong gunpowder para mag-create ng expansive pores of heated gas, no? Letter A, vent hole. Bravo, cannelure. Charlie, primer pocket. And Delta, extracting groove. Yung pong primer pocket, medyo malayo dahil yung po'y lagayan ng primer, no? Yan. So, pagka ire-ready for reloading yung pong basyo, ay makikitang-kita po yung primer pocket. It is a pocket which is allotted for the primer. Kaya nga primer pocket. Okay? Yung extracting groove, yung pong malalim na portion between the rim and the body of the cartridge case, kaya hindi rin yon dahil nasa labas yan, no? Yan. Then cannelure is the serrated portion inside the cartridge case near the mouth. Okay? Yung pong tinatanong dyan ay syempre malapit sa puwet. So therefore, that is the vent hole or also known as flush hole, no? So tatandaan po, yung pong part ng cartridge which the flame will pass through, that is vents or vent hole. Vents kung depende po sa klase kasi ng basyo yan or depende sa ginamit, no, either yung Berdan type, no, or yung pong inintroduce ni Hiram Berdan. Meron siyang multiple vents kasi, no. Later on we will discuss the two types of primers. Then cannullure, it is a groove or indention which holds the bullet, no. Then primer packet, hold the primer in central position in center fire primer. Then extracting groove, designed for automatic withdrawal, yun nga yung mas malalim na portion, no, na makikita nyo doon po sa between the rim and the body of the bullet. Okay? Susunod, the type of cartridge case based on shape and head form that is usually used for rifle is letter A, tapered, Bravo straight cartridge case, Charlie bottleneck cartridge case, and Delta aluminum cartridge case. So ito po ay klase nung pong basyo, okay? Depende po sa shape and doon po sa head niya. Yan. So ano nga ba yung pong cartridge na ginagamit or cartridge case na ginagamit sa rifle para mas marami pong laman ng pulbura? Ang ginagamit po dyan ay yung pong tinatawag na bottleneck cartridge, that is Charlie, no. Yung pong tapered, yung pong paliit sa dulo, no, ay obsolete type of cartridge case which is no longer used. Okay? Yun naman pong straight cartridge case is usually used for pistols and revolver. Okay? So, yan po yung straight. So, saan nga magkaiba lang? Yung pong pistol at revolver naman, doon po sa base nung basyo. Yan. Pero parehas silang straight cartridge case yung pong ginagamit. At para sa rifle, meron pong extra na pulbura. Okay, or para mas marami yung pulburang mailagay, gumagamit yung pong tinatawag na bottleneck cartridge case. Okay? Ayan. Katanungan lamang, no? So, what is the process in making cartridge case? Ano nga bang proseso or anong tawag sa proseso ng paggawa ng cartridge case, ladies and gentlemen? Ang tawag po sa paggawa ng cartridge case ay tinatawag pong drawing, no? Yan. So, sa forensic ballistics terminology, drawing, hindi po ito yung pagguhit, no? Kundi ito ay proseso ng paggawa ng cartridge case by punching the disc from a sheet of brass and then making this disc out into tubes. Pagkatapos isasara doon po sa isang end, no, or at saka i-design na basyo. Okay, yan. So, drawing is the process of making a cartridge. Okay? So, hanggang dyan lamang po yung pong ating pag-uusapan sa video presentation na ito, no? So, ating itutuloy sa pangatlo na video. So, sana po ay meron kayong natutunan mula sa ating pinag-usapan at mula sa inyong abang lingkod. At kung meron kang natutunan mula sa ating short video presentation, then maybe you can subscribe, then hit the bell button. And pakiclick mo na rin yung all para ma-update ka kung meron tayong bagong video, no? So maraming salamat sa inyong walang kawang pagtangkilik at panonood dito po sa ating short video presentation. And God bless all of you mga kapangarap. Thank you and good day or good night.